why I had to do the voices. So anyways, and we're going to jump in with the cluster B personality disorder. I know y'all just hear it being thrown around here. It's narcissist. That's narcissism. You know, and all of that stuff. And be like, damn, you know, and you're not really, looking deep into where narcissism come from. So, bam, this is what we study, and this is what we getting at right here on that. This is like a supernatural health network, how you get that cluster B personality disorder, and how it comes naturally, and then how it's gaslighted on your ass just to speed up the process and shit. Hold on, let me get my apple because this is post workout vibe. I was working and now I'm done this shit. So have had happened to get into the gym and do some tangs, so that was it. Aha. Then I'm getting that little, relaxing moment real quick. What it do. It's important to get that me time, That me time is GOD time. So anyhow though, the cluster B, it's like in the hood or the ghetto, which is the place where the Jews are at, for the creator. And I hope y'all hear me because I got this mic on and shit. And if I don't, that's like, damn, that'd be kind of messed up if I go so far. So I'm not gonna go too far. So this is real beautiful right here. I'm getting caught up in the actual, the beauty and the feeling of it right now. But the cluster B personality is like, it's to idolize, devalue, and discard. So we're idolizing and devalue and discard. We go through relationships like that, you know what I'm saying, where you don't really know that you do it, but sometimes you know that you do it. If you get somebody too good, you know you're gonna hurt them. It's like, damn, you can't even help yourself. And then sometimes they'll do the same shit to your ass. Or, what I'm saying, just in certain relationships and dynamics. It's idolize, devalue, and discard, you know what I mean? So they'll just like your ass, give you everything, and then next thing you know, they start devaluing the motherfucker behind the back, and then they're ready to discard your ass. And then depending on who you is, they'll do that shit over and over again if you want to keep you as a supply source. So this is where the narcissists come in at. They'll be like, oh, hey, narcissist. Well, the reason why they're narcissists is because they have supply sources. That means that somebody who feeds their fragile ego all day and every day and shit. You know what I mean? And if you grew up with narcissistic parents, you're going to be like, okay, well, some parents are like, they want their ego to be fed. They probably came up tough also. And so, you know, they have a high ego that they show to the world, and on the inside you can see the fragileness of them trying to control and manipulate, their children's life like slaves in a way or in a manner. And so they don't really know that they're doing this because it's a psychological disorder and an emotional disorder. So once they catch on, you be like, okay, damn, I've been doing this. So that comes with time and you come judging yourself. And that's very healthy as a mental elevation and spiritual elevation, because now you take an account and have a morality of what you've done. So to the child and whatever you did, or what you've been exposed to and shit, you know what I mean? And so with that cluster B, a lot of them, they go into the world and they gaslight and project their own insecurities from what they've been kicked down to from their parents and from their, what I'm saying, and from the people that they thought loved them the most, their older siblings and shit like that. And not too many have the power to overcome what they went through when they was a child. So that's what makes them grow up and be them damn, fragile gangsters or whatnot. You know what I mean? And not giving a fuck and going in the dark side. And in like, the spiritual aspect, the Owaspi, it'll pretty much just say, those are like drugs or druids. Because they're in everyone's family, but they don't see the spiritual or the higher spiritual meaning behind things. They'll see a spiritual meaning behind, like, oh, that means go get that motherfucker and shit. You see how they was walking? Yeah. They some motherfucking clowns. Let's go get their hat. You know what I'm saying? They'll see that type of showing, because it'll be other spiritual beings that be showing them, you know what I'm saying, this is how you do this shit, you know what I'm saying, go get that motherfucker over there, boom, 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 because they've been eating certain foods, and with them certain foods, they have parasites, and the parasites create holes in their atmospheres and in their cells and their bodies that allow these entities to further, gaslight and project their insecurities. It starts from the cellular level and shit, you know what I'm saying? And so, and then it gets to a spiritual level. And so therefore, you see it in the physical, in the flesh, where they're inspiring the other human to be like, yo, man, go to do this to this person, or we'll do this, or ask this person this, you know what I mean? Or they treat a person a certain way, without feeling like they can be held accountable for their envious and plotting schemes, which is something that they pre-planned. That's dealing with psychopathy. Psychopaths are narcissists too. So that we got to separate it. Narcissism is that's dealing with the supply source. We all got supply sources dealing with the whole cluster B personality, but narcissism, since that's being thrown around a lot, the NPD, we're gonna just discuss that, And so, just a normal narcissist that just need their own thing. They need control. They need the they just need control over someone else's life. They may not have full control over their life. They may have control over their own food. They may have control over their own impulses and sex, because there are some covert narcissists that's only dealing with the mental. Then you have, you know, narcissists who are dealing with, the physical, which are like somatic narcissists, which is like they're very dealing with the physical aspect of their body and pulling motherfuckers. You'll be able to see it and diagnose it yourself, just depending on what type of resurrection in the heaven that you're on when you go to rest at night, what type of DMT you produce in your body. You know what I mean? Because you have to produce DMT. So when you go to sleep, you do go to those heavens. You know what I mean? So it just depends where you're at. Some people are still on the earth plane, so they want to at the water. They just want to please earthly beings and people. They want to be pleased by man. And so yeah, most I allow that to happen. You want to be pleased by man, he'll let you die by that too. You know what I'm saying? Here is the man who was pleased by men. You know what I mean? When it's all said and done. You know what I mean? And this man didn't do anything to pretty much strive to please the Most High. The Most High put certain things in front of you to strive to please anyways, but these are people who are stuck very low in their cluster B personality or narcissism, where they feel like they're better than a certain thing, and so their status is more higher in, in society because of what they went to school at. When I say status, like their ranking and shit, they feel like it's more higher in the ranking and live earthly things. Like, I did this school, I did that, I drive this, I got this type of house. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's me, motherfucker. What the fuck you got? You know what I'm saying? Even though your ass sitting beautiful, looking smooth in the motherfucker and shit, most I probably use you to use you for these people. You're like tower moments for these people if you're a chosen one and shit. You know what I mean? Because they be like, how this motherfucker still sitting looking like I seen them broke this and did this and did this. You know what I'm saying? So it could be, when you're dealing with a narcissist, they're like just influenced by the lower realms, like all the way. You know what I mean? This is spiritual and mental. We're gonna blend it in together with the physical shit. This is mental health, man, and emotional health and well-being. And a lot of us was exposed to it. And when we say get out the ghetto, we're trying to get out of that. You know what I mean? But now you got to see exactly and pinpoint what you're getting out of first and foremost, and how to get out of it. You get out of it through eating. Then you get out of it without having the self-equality or the sex. And then you got them too. Some people want to master other motherfuckers. Say like, there ain't nobody else doing this, and people praise them for doing that type shit. And so for them praising them, they'll be like, yo, and if people see that, they'll take advantage of them. You know what I'm saying? And so they'll be like, oh, these weak motherfuckers and shit, because their ego, they're living by their ego now. And so, they're not being vulnerable and shit. But this is dealing with the cluster B personality disorder. A narcissist who has status, he will look down on the motherfucker. So he'll have that person, he'll idolize and devalue that person that he knows is like creamy and shit. Like, yo, boom, 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 it's something that I'm not. I feel void without nothing. I have to have this person. So as a supply source, it'll always go to that person and get energy from it, like an energy vampire, and suck from them and get new information on how to act and walk and talk and doing all this shit. You know what I mean? And so they're downloading shit from this person. And meanwhile, this person don't know that they're being drained and pulled from, unless they're like an empath or a borderline personality disorder. Now, that's within the whole cluster B. Now, borderline is more like it's dealing with sexuality more so. You know what I mean? Narcissists, they like sex, but they really can't control nobody with sex unless they have like a certain type of physique. That means they're mixed with like a comorbid of like a histrionic, someone very voluptuous. You can also tell these people's body types as well. You know what I mean? So you're just opening up your eye to see, man. You know what I mean? So this is mental health and spiritual health and physical health and well-being. So with a narcissist, a pure narcissist, a motherfucker who just like has to have their name on top and doing what it do, and they're most likely are psychopaths or sociopaths and shit. You know what I mean? But if they are comorbid, which are very swift spirits, that means they got a whole bunch of mixture of shit. Then it's like you can only tell this do certain things. You know what I mean? You got to have an in-tune eye. But just a regular narcissist, you know what I mean? You can actually tell what that is. And a sociopath as well. But a narcissist will try to own you, try to breadcrumb you, try to lead you, string you along. And an emotional borderline personality disorder person would be like, yo, they know it, they feel it, but they try to use sex to kind of capture these people. You know what I mean? To kind of keep them too, because they need a supply source as well. So whereas the narcissists, they're like, yo, man, I'm gonna capture this motherfucker with my things. Uh-oh, look at that water coming in. Move on. I was coming up. Sometimes it just get your ass. You like, oh shit. I got the phone in my hand, so I got to be careful and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because there's an entity in the water. Water is alive in this water. I can do a little bit, but then it'll come back. See? If I keep playing around and I make it hold back, it's gonna come on your ass even more and shit. Like, okay, I'm coming out. Anyways, though, so with the borderline, it tries to keep its supply by being, seductive in a way because it's got the gifts. It was part touched. I think but it was, that personality disorder was most likely touched and exposed to sex early. You know what I'm saying? Like, just has a high kundalini energy. So they know what to do, and they just not really. It's nothing. Sex is nothing to them really. It's something to make them feel appreciative, or to make them feel like they made someone else feel appreciative, and they can go out and have sex anyway, shit, you know what I mean? You can diagnose yourself. I had all that shit in my ass. I'm like a comorbid of all them motherfuckers, but you have to sit back and heal from all that. You got to acknowledge it too. Once you do all that, you be like, oh, that's what it is. Once I put it here for you to acknowledge that, and it's the control of your kundalini energy and shit. Yeah, that's my baby. Hey, that's singing dove. Anyway, though, so basically, with the whole cluster beak, you know what I mean? You'll look at it like, damn, it's everybody else but me, you know what I mean? But nah, you was there too, motherfucker. You do the same shit, and it's in you. So if you got all three pat down and you're not trying to control nobody else, you're great. You know what I'm saying? You're on to like doing bigger and better things. You know what I mean? But if you want earthly shit, most I'll bless you with it. You want the motherfucking big ass rims, cars, and all. Yeah, bless you with all that shit. You may not get no knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You may just have a little bit of glimpse of some shit. But yeah, you can get all that. It's just how it is. But with this disorder, the narcissist will always try to, once it's about to leave you, have to look. Try to, what I'm saying, it'll start devaluing your ass. Like you see in the movie Waiting to Exhale, where the lady, for those of you that's new, y'all may not seen that movie and shit that's young, but our older cats do know what's up. You know what I mean? So my man came home with a white chick and shit, you know what I'm saying? Was like, yo, yeah, I'm leaving. You know, he bigged the girl up and everything, his wife and all that shit. She was like, after 11 years? But basically, he already had a supply source set up. And he was just going lower and lower into the weaker self. That was like a subliminal message and shit. You know what I mean? So that's just dealing with, the psychology of the whole thing. Because you like, yo, I got a high status. I'm a lawyer. I'm in the world. I can get motherfuckers free. I can do this, son. I'm doing whatever. I'm like, Tommy, nigga, I'm running red lights. I can do whatever I want to do, nigga. So anyways, though, but that's what a narcissist. You keep feeding his ego, you damn near can get anything good. The borderline knows this shit. So she, whatever feeds the ego of the narcissist. Like you learn this from when you're a child with the parent. Like, yes, man, you know how to just woo a woman to the point when you're outside, you're dangerous now. You're like a psychopathic, histrionic, borderline narcissistic motherfucker now. Now you can go and woo the shit out of any woman and shit because you had your mama who was the baddest of all women. Grow you up and motherfucker make you for that. Now as if you're gonna choose to be the low self or the high self. That's where it comes in at. That's where the strength has to come in at. Because it's tight on that ass. So yeah, the borderline and the narcissist, it's like a battle all the time. So I don't want to go too long, but I just want to give a full, what I'm saying, in-depth look, a little something at the histrionic or the cluster B personality, but strictly just narcissism, where they can just see their name on all the companies and shit. You know what I'm saying? And narcissism is very closely associated with sociopath or psychopaths. And psychopaths are cool because all your homies are psychopaths. You just don't even know it. All y'all niggas is motherfucking histrionic, borderline, psychopathic motherfuckers. You just don't even know it. All the bitches is that you're dealing with, you just don't even know it. But when it click just right, when you click with a bitch or something, or when you're dealing with your kundalini, you're dealing with sexual acts or some shit like that, you just click with the right motherfucker. Y'all psychopathic juices connect. That's when you know you fucking crazy because y'all doing the right thing to each other, motherfucker. Like it's no motherfucker. You ain't even gotta say shit. You just know what to do next, motherfucker. Like, damn, y'all just that in tune, motherfucker. So it's like that. Even with your twin, if you had a twin or a spiritual twin or not. Sometimes your twin could be just on the opposite end, but I got some experience. So yeah. Anyhow, though, a narcissist. you know, a pure narcissist, which is it's rare to see that in the black culture. You know what I mean? Because the black culture is more borderline. They're touched more so when they were younger, dealing with the slave or Slavic disorder. Or we're not Slavic people, but you know, slave people, what they say, prisoners of war. You know, touched by the so-called master. You know, when they was young, then that went through the genes and things of that nature and shit. And being exposed to the sights and sounds and shit, you know, that could turn you into a psychopath, seeing certain things happen to your people, and just going through things. And before you know it, like you get to the 90s and shit, you seen your friends getting murdered and shit, seeing laid out front page. It's your best friend. Who else is closest to your best friend than you? That's a spiritual attack. You know what I mean? So shit like that. So that could turn you into a psychopath. You know, and I've seen it happen to a lot of people. You know what I mean? So I had a friend with the Most High showed grace. He had to do a lot of time. He did a whole quarter. He was sentenced to 99 years and 99 months and 99 days type shit. Most High worked right through the life of him. And yo, that's my relative. Yo, that mug is like was a real mug. It had a heart anyways. You know what I'm saying? So, but it just goes to show you though, the Most High do give you grace along the way, depending if you're his child. You know what I mean? But he knows if you're stubborn or not. But just noticing this narcissist and cluster B personality disorder, just that by itself, because we're gonna see the difference when I build on the borderline. Because we're just talking about borderline a little bit up in here because they're the ones that's naturally paired up with the narcissist. And when they're paired up, you see, that's like a pimp and a hoe type shit. You know what I mean? So, and then you got like a Mac, you know what I mean, who's more so evolved with his feminine, in tune with his feminine side. And this feminine don't mean gay shit, you know what I'm saying? Gay just mean ass backwards, ass thinking shit. That's all. But feminine is like you're in tune with your creative side, creativity. You can go to yourself, seem mysterious or whatnot. You know what I mean? But gay is just ass backwards. You know? Or they can just say happy, but you know, they happy being ass backwards. I guess. But anyways, though, that's it for the narcissism. So yeah, next is gonna be that borderline. That borderline is something else because that borderline can trap that narcissist. That narcissist think they're smooth and can buy that borderline anything. They'll realize they're buying that borderline all kind of shit. You know what I mean? Because that borderline is high in tune with that sexual energy. It knows your energy. It knows what you're gonna do next. It knows that the narcissist is more so as a codependent. They both are codependent, but they're like having a war on who can make who more codependent first. That's how the relationships work. Who can make who? And then if you're dealing with two borderlines, them motherfuckers, they're out trying to outsex each other and shit. You know what I mean? It's like these motherfuckers trying to say who's the most dangerous motherfucker on earth. You know what I mean? That room is like crazy, boy. Slippery sandals and shit up in that motherfucker's what it sound like with the door closed and moaning and singing and shit and wetness and everything is going down in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So, but with a narcissist, they just sit there and just enjoy the ride. They'll hear it. You need some money? You know, I ain't in tune with shit. I'm just chilling. I got to get this money and shit. You know, most likely they're a sociopath or a psychopath and shit. So yeah. So after that, we're going to talk about histrionics too. So histrionic going to get you in the game as well. You know what I mean? Histrionic is more, they're nice, but when they're broken, it's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? They're a little bit off. Hey, baby. As the sun, what's happening? Please, God. Who is this Christian affirmation? It was a spiritual gift, yo. You know what I mean? It was a spiritual gift. I actually recorded. I recorded getting it and receiving it. I had the picture of the broski. It was like a islander from way out that way and shit. You can only see the dot of the islander from out there. And it just was like I ain't even got the picture no more. It's crazy how I erased it. But yeah, I got it like that. But so yeah, that's what we dealing with in this month, yo. You know what I'm saying? And so just putting that in order, you'll see the shit in yourself. You'll be like, oh, okay, this is what's going on and shit. I'm like this, but I'm cold. I can use this as a, you can use it anytime Most High shows you. You can go up and down on the spiral up, you can spiral down. That's just how it is. All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and eat my little apple. I'm sitting back relaxing. I got Thuggy Doves, they relaxing. You see them over there. And yeah. All right, y'all. I'll do this in the next one. Hey, well, shit, I was gonna hop right off in this moment. Beautiful. Yeah, it is beautiful. But it's a lot that comes with the beauty because it can be treacherous also. You know what I'm saying? And you're tested with this type of beauty. And there's a lot of mothers that don't belong, that's striving to force themselves to belong in this type of beauty. that don't belong. You know, you have to put in the work, and I feel that the ones who are already like on the mainland type of thing, depending on where you're from, you know what I'm saying, who have more of a spiritual harshness, it's like recommended for you to come to a place like this to help raise the vibration up, you know, of the planet, you know, the whole plane, not the planet, but the plane, you know, you see it's a plane across the way, you know what I mean? So, yeah, and it'll be a good healing spot at a certain time. Being in the heart vortex and energy, you'll be all right, you know what I mean? So with that being said, I love y'all, and I'll deal with you in the next. See, I forgot to cut the mug off.